How does bubble milk tea affect your blood sugar levels? It's a question that more people should be asking, especially now that this popular drink has become a daily habit for many. While the chewy pearls and sweet, creamy tea are undeniably delicious, they also come with some hidden effects that can have a serious impact on your health. Let's start by breaking down what's actually in a typical cup of bubble milk tea. A regular 500 ml serving usually contains black or green tea, milk, or more often, a non-dairy creamer, sugar syrup, and a generous scoop of tapioca pearls. While tea on its own can be quite healthy, everything else in the mix contributes to a massive sugar load, often up to 8 to 12 teaspoons of sugar per serving. That's already well over the World Health Organization's recommendation of no more than 6 teaspoons per day for an adult. Tapioca pearls are made from cassava starch, and while they might feel like a harmless topping, they're essentially pure carbohydrates. They're often soaked or cooked in sugar syrup to make them even sweeter. So when you sip your bubble tea, you're not just getting sugar from the drink, but also from the pearls themselves. Now, here's what happens in your body after drinking it. When you consume a high-sugar beverage like bubble tea, your blood sugar levels spike rapidly. This prompts your pancreas to release insulin, a hormone that helps transport sugar from the bloodstream into your cells to be used for energy or stored. However, after the sugar rush comes the crash. As insulin does its job, blood sugar levels can drop quickly, sometimes too much, leading to fatigue, irritability, or hunger just an hour or two after drinking the tea. This blood sugar roller coaster is one of the key contributors to long-term insulin resistance. When your body is exposed to frequent spikes in sugar, the insulin response becomes less efficient. Over time, this can lead to type 2 diabetes, a condition that's becoming increasingly common even among young people due to high sugar diets and sedentary lifestyles. But it doesn't stop at diabetes. Excess sugar intake also contributes to other metabolic issues, including weight gain, especially belly fat, increased triglycerides and LDL cholesterol, higher blood pressure, fatty liver disease, higher risk of heart disease. So what can you do if you love bubble milk tea but don't want to damage your health? The good news is that you don't have to quit entirely. Moderation and smarter choices can make a big difference. Here are some tips to help you enjoy your drink without sending your blood sugar levels through the roof. 1. Choose a lower sweetness level. Most shops offer 0%, 25%, 50%, 75%, and 100% sugar options. Aim for 25% or less. 2. Skip the pearls or choose healthier toppings like grass jelly, chia seeds, or aloe vera. 3. Avoid non-dairy creamers, which often contain trans fats and added sugars. Opt for real milk or plant-based alternatives without added sugar. 4. Drink bubble tea with or after a balanced meal. This slows down the absorption of sugar. 5. Don't drink it on an empty stomach. This makes the sugar hit even harder. 6. Sip slowly instead of gulping it all at once. The slower you drink, the slower the sugar hits your system. 7. Balance your sugar intake for the rest of the day. If you've had bubble tea in the afternoon, try to avoid sugary snacks or desserts later. 8. Move your body. A short walk after drinking can help use up some of that sugar. Understanding how bubble tea affects your blood sugar helps you enjoy it more responsibly. It's not about guilt or restriction, it's about awareness. The better you understand how your body works, the easier it is to make choices that support your health. It's also important to remember that sugar hides in more than just obvious sweets. Many people are unknowingly consuming sugar through flavored yogurts, granola bars, cereals, sauces, and even healthy drinks like bottled fruit juices or smoothies. By learning to read labels and stay mindful of your daily sugar intake, you can take back control without giving up the things you love. Bubble milk tea is here to stay. It's fun, social, and delicious. But with every cup, you have a choice. Will you enjoy it as an occasional treat, or will it quietly chip away at your health one sugary sip at a time? Make the choice that lets you enjoy life and protect your body at the same time. Let's dig deeper into what makes sugar such a tricky part of our diet, especially when it comes in liquid form, like bubble tea. Unlike solid foods, sugary drinks don't activate the same satiety signals in our brain. In other words, they don't make us feel full, even when they contain hundreds of calories. That's one of the reasons why people can drink a 500-calorie bubble tea and still feel hungry afterward. The body processes liquid sugar differently, and it tends to bypass the usual "I'm full" alert systems, leading to accidental overeating. This effect is even more dangerous when bubble tea becomes a daily habit. Just imagine, 1 cup per day at full sweetness could add an extra 200 to 400 calories to your diet, mostly from sugar. Over a month, that's thousands of extra calories with little to no nutritional benefit. And if you pair it with a sedentary lifestyle, it becomes a recipe for weight gain and insulin overload. Now, let's talk about glycemic index, a measure of how quickly foods raise blood sugar. Tapioca pearls have a high GI, meaning they cause rapid blood sugar spikes. Combine them with syrup and tea, and you've got a drink that can send your glucose levels skyrocketing. For people with prediabetes or insulin resistance, this can be particularly dangerous. But what about the so-called healthier versions of bubble tea? Some cafes offer honey instead of sugar, or use brown sugar instead of white. Unfortunately, the body doesn't differentiate much between these sources. Honey, brown sugar, and even coconut sugar still cause blood sugar spikes. They may sound more natural, but they function the same way in the bloodstream. The same goes for switching from tapioca pearls to fruit jellies or popping boba. While they might seem more interesting or fruity, many of these toppings are loaded with artificial coloring and sugar. So unless you're choosing fiber-rich options like chia seeds or grass jelly, you're not making much of a trade-off. Let's also not forget how bubble tea culture influences social behavior. In many places, grabbing a cup of boba is more than a snack. It's a social event. Friends gather over bubble tea, people post photos of their latest flavor combinations, and cafes market new, limited edition toppings to keep customers coming back. This cultural normalization makes it harder to treat bubble tea as an occasional indulgence. So, how do we navigate a world where bubble tea is everywhere and everyone seems to be drinking it? Here are a few mindful strategies. 1. Set a personal limit, maybe once a week instead of daily. 2. Be the trendsetter in your group. Encourage friends to try lower sugar versions together. 3. Support bubble tea shops that offer healthier alternatives and reward them with your loyalty. 4. Educate younger people, especially teens, about the long-term effects of too much sugar. It's easier to build healthy habits early than to reverse damage later. If you really love the taste of bubble milk tea but want to cut down, here's a bonus idea. Make it at home. That way, you control everything, from the type of milk to the amount of sugar, and even the toppings. You can use unsweetened almond milk, brewed tea, and just a dash of honey or stevia. Add homemade chia jelly or soaked basil seeds instead of pearls. It's cheaper, healthier, and honestly pretty fun to make. In the end, this is not a message of fear or guilt. It's a message of empowerment. Knowing how your favorite drinks affect your body puts the power back in your hands. You can still enjoy life's little pleasures, just with a bit more intention and balance. Next time you walk past that bubble tea shop and smell the familiar aroma, pause for a second. Ask yourself, do I really want this now, or is it just a habit? If you do go for it, enjoy it slowly, savor the moment, and know that you made a conscious choice. Your health is a journey, not a punishment, and every step towards awareness counts. Thanks for sticking around to the end. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and follow Wiseuse for more real talk about health, habits, and everyday choices that make a difference.